You don't take that gruff when it's about that stuff. The host of Rodriguez Rants, Louis Rodriguez.
Hello out there. How's everybody doing today? I hope you like my background over here. This is the beach survivor in Agadilla. And today I want to talk about Biden. Biden is destroying our United States. This man has raised the prices on gas, food, utilities. He's also raised my mortgage in my house so I could pay more taxes. They want all this rise of money so they could get more taxes out of us to make up the money that they spent so they could spend more money. They're trying to get everything out of us. They're destroying us. They're drying us up. We're having a hard time getting baby food. The truckers are not bringing supplies to our stores because gas is high. You people go out there and protest. I mean, you protest hard. Want to even kill for abortion when you should be out there protesting against the high gas, the high utilities. That's what you should be protesting, to see if we could get that back down, because we're not going to survive if this keeps up. It keeps going up and up every time. And it's not right. This man is drying us. People are going to have to work 2 or 3 jobs now just to support their family. And they're not even going to have time to take care of their family if this keeps going up. They won't have time to hang out with their kids or their wife, go anywhere, because we couldn't afford the gas. It's too high. We can't go to New York, Florida. We can't go nowhere. We can't take a trip to the Bahamas or any place like that because everything is going up. Plane fares. Pretty soon Disney's going to go up in prices too. You won't be able to take your kids to Disney World. Stuff like that. It's going to be difficult. So if you're going to protest about that. Go out there and work and protest hard. Don't get violent, but protest. You know? Let Biden know what you feel.
It is a disaster.
Yes. Let Biden know. Please, get out there. Or he's going to run us down to the ground. And we don't need that.
Finish him.
That's right. So go out there and please protest. Let him know what's going on. Let him know that you don't care what's going out there in the world. We need to worry about what's going on here in the United States. You know? Another thing. The school in Texas that all those kids got killed. If Biden would funded all these schools there and here in the United States, we would have security guards in those schools. Why don't he do that instead of sending all that money to Ukraine? Why can't other countries help out and send money out? Why do we have to send all our money out there, help them out, when we're having problems ourselves here? We need to solve the problems here before we could solve anybody else's problems. You know, it's kind of bad that that war is happening, but we can't spend all our money and our funds to help them out. They've been having this war for years. They've been having issues for years. You know, so why get involved now? Let them handle it. What we need to handle is what's going on here in the United States. So let's bring those gases down, utilities, so we could be able to get food in our stores, info meal for our kids. You know, what's going on with that? You know, that's kind of crazy. You people should protest about that instead of abortion, you know, killing kids. That's not right. Even the priests even said it. Well, you think Nancy Pelosi can't get a confession anymore because they don't like what's going on. So, if you're religious, do something about it. If you like killing kids, that's your problem. But don't put it on us. We're not killers. We enjoy life. That's God's given gift to us. Why take that away from God? You know, I see it as a sin. Killing kids. Have those kids. It's your responsibility to take care of yourself and make sure you don't get pregnant. Have that fun sex that you're having. Go out there and get drunk and get pregnant by having sex. It's your fault. Now, if you get raped, that's another thing. That's to be between you and the courts. You know, if you could have the abortion or not. But we shouldn't have that. Killing kids. Because it's just putting out a sign that these young kids could go out there and have sex, and then they get pregnant, and they could have them dead, and they could go out and do it again. No, we don't need that. We don't need that at all. Another thing. The schools of all these kids being killed. You know, that was a sad thing. I kind of cried when I saw that. But whose fault is it? Biden. He don't want to give the funds to these schools so they could be able to afford security guards. Fortify their schools better to keep these kids from getting killed. You saw what just happened. This kid come out of nowhere with guns and kill these kids. But don't blame it on the guns. Blame it on the kid. Blame it on society that probably drove this kid to do that. You know, or his parents that maybe they didn't treat him right or did the right thing with him. You know? And there were red flags, but nobody listened to it. You know? But as soon as something like this happens, they always blame it on the guns. I don't understand that either. You think they can't get guns just because they can't afford them or they can't get them? They get them illegally. You got gun runners that go out there that will sell them guns. They don't care. They'll get it somehow, some way, if they have to make it. There's been a lot of mass murders just by a car driving by and killing a bunch of people. Using knives, machetes. You know? I seen it. I lived in New York. I also went to Chicago and lived there for a little while. They got the worst gun rights there is. Also in other countries, they're even worse. And they still have guns. The gangs have guns. But the people that should have them can't defend themselves because they are not allowed to have guns in those cities. But yet, how could the gangs have them? And they got plenty of them. I lived in New York where the gangs all had guns. I was in a gang, and we had hundreds of guns. You know? So, get off that kick about you can't have guns. The people that should have them should. And the people that shouldn't. Because, like I say, 18 to 21 age, from 18, bring it up to 21 is good. Because some of these young kids, they're still young and hot-headed, you know. Once they become men, they should have more sense at 21. But right now, don't blame it on the guns. Blame it on the society, how they made these kids be. Also, a lot of these gangs, they form because they're poor. They have no money. If they had money, their parents had money and working and be able to give these kids what they need, maybe we wouldn't have gangs out there, you know? We all got to learn to get along too and stop fighting with each other and killing each other. We got to get to be along with each other. We got to get along because it's not going nowhere by killing each other. And then all these drugs is not helping either. It just drives kids crazy when they take it and they do stupid things. So, parents out there, treat your kids right. Raise them right. Don't be mean to them. Don't treat them bad. Teach them the right things. Teach them to be not bullies in school either. And bully kids. It's not right. Because I used to be bullied when I was young. And I was always scared, always running home. Because kids out there was always wanted to beat me up, take my money. And until finally I had been forced to join a gang and go out there and do the things they did, in which I didn't like to do, but I had no choice. But if you people teach your kids the right things, other kids wouldn't have to be going through this. You know? They go to school to learn and read and write, not to be bullied or join gangs or be harassed. Most of the bullying is in the bathroom. They wait for you to go to the bathroom and they beat you up in there and they take your money. A lot of that happens in there. Always make sure that the school checks up on kids that go to the bathroom, that there's not 4 or 5 in there at a time, you know, and stuff like that. That's one way of avoiding that. And hope that maybe you go out there and protest about Biden helping out these schools getting their funds instead of sending it out there to the Ukrainians. And then we have nothing to help out our kids here in the school. So, also, The View. I find them very prejudiced. They shouldn't be on at all. That show should be canceled. Those women are very prejudiced. The View used to be good, But all of a sudden, when Whoopi got in there and all these girls got in there, these new girls, they're more prejudiced than anything. They all are hating Republicans. What is this? You know, they're not right. It shows me how prejudiced they are, and Whoopi is the worst. Always talking about our president, that he was bad. But Whoopi is worse. Look at how she hates. Look how she puts people down. She even throw a judge. How could she have nerve to throw a judge out of the studio? You know? She should have an open mind and listen more. You know, even if she don't agree, but why get so mad just because she hears the word of Trump? You don't see me going haywire when they say Biden. I don't go crazy and throw people out or beat them up. No. Trump did good for us. Biden didn't. He's messing you up. Democrats, Republicans, all of us. With all these high prices, high gases, and whatever else he's trying to do to destroy us. He's even trying to mess with our Medicare.
It is a disaster.
Yes, it is. And you people got to wake up and protest. We can't have this. Kamala, she's another one. She don't got no sense either. She don't know what she's talking about. Half the time she talks like she's in kindergarten. And I don't understand half the things she's trying to do. She don't do anything but sit back there in the background. She don't even help out those Mexicans in coming across the border and seeing how they're being treated. She don't care. Biden don't care. They don't care nothing about us. All they care is about that money, those taxes that they're getting so they could spend more. You know? And I see that we have a corrupt White House right now. They need to change that. These people are not doing right for us. They're all corrupted. Little by little, you see what's coming out with Hunter, Biden, and Kamala, what they're up to and doing. You know? Why don't you say something about that? Why don't you protest about that? When Trump was up there and he talked about they talked about him talking to the Russians, which was a lie. You people was all over him. You know, it ain't right. Do the right things. Protest. Not violent, but protest. Let them know peacefully what's going on and what you don't like, and you want these gases and food prices down. Right now, this is all I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to bring anything more for now. Until next time, I'll see you. Enjoy my beautiful background.